Hello and welcome to the Friday folder for May 8th. It's hard to believe that we only have 3 weeks left of our live synchronous classes through May, and then an additional 2 weeks in June before the end of our school year together. As we near the end of the school year, that means that we need to take a look at a few housekeeping items. Some very important items, that is. First, please check to make sure that your students' course assignments are up to date. Each course assignment, along with the date that it was or is due, is listed within the Language Arts course under the announcements. So please check that announcement page to make sure that all of the assignments that should have been submitted into each course you have done so with your student. If those assignments are not submitted, we encourage you to get them in very quickly. We have a short time here before the end of the year, and we need to make sure that we're tying up and making pretty bows of everything that we need to have tied up nicely. In addition to that, the online school. Be sure to check the progress of your student in the online school as well. The percentages for your student should be reflective of the work that your student has done. Now, if your student has been keeping up with the suggested pace, most subjects should be around 85 to 90% complete. So if your progress shows less than 85 to 90% complete, that means that it's important for you to go back and look at those lessons and complete the lessons that are not complete or any activities that need to be completed with them. Along with the progress in relationship to the online school, it's important that you check the attendance as well. Make sure that your student is not falling behind. If your student was enrolled with us on the first day of school, your student should end up with 900 educational hours by the end of the year. Now, if that same student who was enrolled with us since the first day of school has been keeping track of their hours, the total hours up until this point, we should be approaching 775 hours. So use those guidelines to try and help you gauge whether you're on target. Now, I know that Mrs. Barnett and myself most recently have been sending out some emails to families that maybe have course assignments that have not been submitted. Maybe the online school progress is below target, or maybe the attendance is below where it should be. And it's a gentle and kind reminder as we get close to the end of the year that all of those things are very important for us to have completed. If your student and you are one that has kept your online progress up to date, thank you very much. It's so wonderful to log in and check the progress as well as the attendance for those families that are always up to date. And thank you also to those students who are very conscientious about submitting those assignments within 10 days of their due date. In addition, I'm excited to share that we have one last community day. Our last community day will be held on May 14th at 12:30. Now that 12:30 time spot falls into some of your math classes. If it does, you have 3 options. You can A, attend an earlier math class that day. B, you can watch the recorded video, or you can complete that online lesson yourself. Community Day will be from 12:30 to 1:30 on Thursday, May 14th. We're so excited to share with the community our first grade science habitats. which is the unit assessment for the science unit, Unit 8, that we just completed in Habitats. What amazing projects we have received that really demonstrates the knowledge of your student of the habitat they chose, demonstrates the animals that live in the habitat, the plants, and all the other aspects that we have learned throughout that unit. We would love for them to share. Please email us by Monday, May 11th, if you are interested in sharing your student's habitat. That will give us enough time to have it prepared and organized for Thursday, May 14th. An additional exciting piece of information is Facts in a Flash. Wow, what a great educational tool this has been to help our students with mastering their math facts. I really encourage you to continue to practice those math facts. Log the minutes that your student is practicing math facts, and be sure to submit at the end of the week the number of minutes as well as the number of problems your student has completed within 1 minute. We are excited to see the progress. As that data comes in, we can take a look at it and graph it and really get a good handle on, one, who's practicing their facts, two, who may need a little support or additional support, and three, those that are working very hard in increasing their facts. And that will help you a great deal with the end of the year assessments as well. Speaking of math, we are completing Unit 16, and I have to confess, probably my favorite unit of all. Unit 16 has really allowed our students to use all of the strategies that we have learned throughout the year. In my class, I always refer to it as the tools in their toolbox. And they have many math tools in their toolbox. And completing and solving the word problems within Unit 16 has really demonstrated your students' ability to utilize those strategies that work best for them. Also, we challenged your students to create their own word problems and be able to identify the complete number sentence that goes along with those word problems. So I really love to see the higher level thinking that took place within our math classes in Unit 16. Now that we're coming to an end, I ask you to pay attention to that May calendar. The assessment will be, the math checkpoint and the assessment will be due within 10 days. So I would like you to take notice of that and have your child begin to work on that and get that submitted to us as soon as possible. Last but not least, DIBELS. I've had some families ask if we are going to use DIBELS as an end of the year assessment, and yes, we most certainly are. Our synchronous live classes will go through the end of May. In June, we still have 2 weeks of school, and there will be some assignments and projects and things that your student will need to be able to complete. That time also will be used for DIBELS assessments as well as parent-teacher conferences. And we plan to meet with each and every student and their learning coach to discuss the year that has taken place in first grade with us and also the plans for next year. In saying that, just a reminder for those of you that have not already re-enrolled in our school, we ask you to take the time to do that. The deadline for re-enrollment, I believe, is mid-May, so we're looking for your family to think about the plans for next year and to hopefully re-enroll with our school again. I only have just a few students that have not re-enrolled yet, and I encourage you to take the time to do that. If you are unsure, please just let us know so that we can make a notation within your family account that you're unsure as to what your plans are for next year. I thank you so much for all of your support and your partnership. I love to see how our first grade students have grown, and they certainly have. And I look forward to the next few weeks we have, 3 weeks we have, 5 weeks we have together to really push through and encourage our students to really meet the expectations that need to be met and go beyond, and challenge them to really exceed and excel. You have a great weekend, and thank you for your partnership and support.